Namaskar. From the ramparts of the Red Fort on the 79th Independence Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi referred to the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh as the world's largest NGO that was engaged in selfless service and nation building. With me at the India Today Conclave is Nandkumar ji. He's a prolific author, writer, poet, and he's with the Prajna Pravah, the think tank of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. And I will talk to you about the 100-year journey of the Sangh and the road ahead. But before that, let's quickly listen in to Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the ramparts of the Red Fort talking about the contributions of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh.
आज मैं बहुत गर्व के साथ एक बात का जिक्र करना चाहता हूं। आज से 100 साल पहले एक संगठन का जन्म हुआ, राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ। 100 साल की राष्ट्र की सेवा एक बहुत ही गौरवपूर्ण स्वर्णिम पृष्ठ है। व्यक्ति निर्माण से राष्ट्र निर्माण के संकल्प को लेकर के 100 साल तक मां भारती का कल्याण का लक्ष्य लेकर के लक्षावधि स्वयंसेवकों ने मातृभूमि के कल्याण के लिए अपना जीवन समर्पित किया है। सेवा, समर्पण, संगठन और अप्रतिम अनुशासन जिसकी पहचान रही है, ऐसा राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ दुनिया का ये सबसे बड़ा एनजीओ है एक प्रकार से।
Nandkumar ji, were you surprised to hear the Prime Minister from the ramparts of the Red Fort talk about the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh as a Swayamsevak, as a Karyakarta?
Namaskar. At the outset itself, I would like to extend my thanks to India Today for inviting me for this August forum. Thanks. Okay, the question was very much pertinent. I'm not surprised because being a Swayamsevak, Narendra Modi ji as a Prime Minister, when he was addressing the whole world, I would like to say, it's the 100th year of RSS. So it's not a surprising thing for me. Yes, as a Swayamsevak, I was elated to hear such a comment from Narendra Modi ji. But as a Swayamsevak, I would like to add one another thing, that the Sangha is working, or Swayamsevaks are working not for any appreciation or congratulation from anyone in that sense. See, there is a Geet in Sangha that is Padhka Antima Lakshya Nahi Hai, Simhasana Chadte Jana. मतलब अटल जी का एक प्रसिद्ध कविता भी है, मुझे इतना ज्यादा ऊंचाई न दो, ऐसा करके. So that is the mentality of the Swayamsevak, sir. We are not in a way very much expecting something from the highest order or the positions. But yes, this is the 100th year. So Narendra Modi ji has mentioned it. We are all happy. And in a way, it was an apt moment for him to say so to the whole world, such a comment.
And when people say 100 years of nation building, India became independent on August 15, 1947. So how is this 100 years of nation building? How would you respond to those who say this is exaggeration?
See, I have got a big problem with this, the nation building. See, as far as Sangha is concerned, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha is concerned, our working is not nation making, it is nation reconstructing. Why we are saying, I am not going much deep into the semantics of the word, but I am saying it because, see, this nation concept, it's a Eurocentric term. State or government comes, politics come first. That is the nation-state concept of the West. But as far as Bharat, and as far as Sangha is concerned, we are believing in the Rashtra Punarnirman. Rashtra. Rashtra is a cultural term, a spiritual term, or a civilizational term. Rashtra has got a long history. I mean, time immemorial our nation was there, our Rashtra was there. Even in Veda, there is mentioning about Rashtra and even Bharat, I would like to say. See, in Atharva Veda, there is a sloka, how Rashtra was evolved. Bhadram ichchanda rishaya survida tapo diksham upaseduragre tato Rashtram balamojascha jadam tadasmai devam upasannamandu. What is the meaning of it? Our ancestors, the rishis, they did the penance, they did the tapas for what? For not their benefit or their family members' benefit. They are doing their tapas for the whole universe. Survida, for whole. And from that tapas, Ojas and Tejas and Rashtra came. This Rashtra was formed on the very basis of that tapasya. That is why Devatas are prostrating before this Rashtra. That was it. So in Veda itself it is there. Let me finish it. In the modern times, Swami Vivekananda put it in the modern language, that is the English language. That exact translation of which Rishi of the Veda has told, he said that, what is this nation? What is this Rashtra? Renunciation and service are the national ideals of this nation. If you want to strengthen this Rashtra, you have to strengthen her in those channels, and rest will take care of itself. So renunciation or service, which has been mentioned by Swami Vivekananda, which has already been mentioned there in the Vedas. In our Puranas, Vishnu Purana, it is clearly mentioned that this Rashtra was there from the time immemorial, and they have given us the boundaries even. Himalaya se dakshin ke or, and Samudra, from Samudra north as the southern boundary and to the north. It has been clearly mentioned in Vishnu Purana also.
It says Uttaram yat samudrasya.
I don't want to.
Himadraishchev
So many of my audience may not be that accustomed with the Sanskrit slokas. That is why Uttaram yat samudrasya himadre chaiva dikshinam varsham tat bharatam nama bharati yatra santati. So this Bharat was there. It was not a new creation. Some are saying that Mughals came here, they united. Some are saying that British came here. Even some of our great intellectuals were shown the audacity to say that only after Britain came here, India was born. And once it was written also in this way that where was this India before Britain came here? It was just a landmass in between Burma and Afghanistan. That was told by someone. I don't want to quote that. But it was clearly the answer has been given by one of my friends that yes, you are correct. That is why Britain, when they came here, they started a company also. British East landmass in between Burma and Afghanistan company. In that way it has been answered. So Rashtra was there. It was not formed after Britain came here, or it was not formed after 1947, August 14th and 15th midnight. There was a speech at that time. It was mentioned that we are a nation in making. What does it mean? We are a nation in making means we were not a nation. We are in the process of making the nation. It is not a correct state. Totally erroneous statement. Rashtra was there. Rashtra is here. Rashtra will be there.
So when you talk about the rebuilding of the nation, is the focus on decolonizing the mind and reclaiming history through the eyes, as many say, of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh? They say you're rewriting history.
See, it is not rewriting history. It is putting in a true perspective. Or history is to be presented before the coming generation. It is a necessary thing, most important thing I would like to say. See, when British people came here, first and foremost thing they did was rewriting the history. There are so many such people who they were brought here to write history. James Mill wrote the history of British India. In the introduction itself, James Mill what a dhikara, what a dhastya he has got. He wrote that I am writing an objective history of Bharat. Objective history. And what is my qualification to write this? I have never gone to Bharat yet. I don't know any of these stupid languages. Stupid, I have added. He hasn't written it. Bharat, Sanskrit to Tamil, I don't know. That is my qualification to write Bharat's history. He wrote it in the Western style of looking into the history. See, Westerners are looking into the history on the very basis of their calculation regarding time. Time is a linear construct for them. But as far as Bharat's time concept, it is a cyclic thing. So no one can say that from a particular point of time, the whole history started. It is not from zero to, it is going ahead. It is not correct vision. So it is to be, put it in true perspective, उस प्रकार का प्रयास होना ही चाहिए. वो होने से ही right individuals will come up. Swamiji himself have mentioned about it is the duty of every true Bharatiya to write our history correctly. That was his comment.
And that's the effort that's on. So when you talk about the West trying to dictate, let me come to the current times when, Prime Minister Narendra Modi or Government of India is negotiating a trade deal with the United States of America, and many analysts say that America is trying to dictate terms to India. The Prime Minister also mentioned that there may be consequences for him, but he will not let the interests of our farmers, our fishermen and those in dairy suffer. Where does the Sangh stand on the way India is negotiating a trade deal with America?
See, it shall not be on the terms which have been dictated by anyone whatsoever. No matter whether it is America or England or anyone. Our nation is a strong nation. We have got an economic power. No one can ask us to do this way. You should take our dairy products. How can he comment? How can he comment? So, see, what is happening to their dairy products, everyone knows that. They are considering the cows just as another industrial thing for economic purpose only. So, to increase the milk production, there is a well-proven case that they are giving them the animal remainings or meat to the cows. And that's why the cow fever is being very much rampant there. So, such a milk products or anything, just giving an example only. ऐसे जो बात हमारे ऊपर थोपने का कौन इनको right दिया है? There is no right for anyone, no matter whether he is Trump or anyone. So this Trump's commands are not at all being taken. We are not at all liable to take those commands. So our Pradhan Mantri has taken a strong action, strong stand, and Sangha is very much supporting such a stand. As far as the trade relations and the economic relations are concerned, our nation must have the say. Our Swadeshi Swadeshi must be taken forward. Our startups, everything. So that is happening now. I am feeling that it is very much good for Bharat. So such stand has been clearly mentioned, clearly stated. Bharat is the what you say, एक प्रकार से आगे जाने का एक लक्षण दिखा रहा है इससे.
तो मतलब जो प्रधानमंत्री कर रहे हैं वो सही कर रहे हैं, जो भारत कर रहा है कि we want good trade relations but nobody is going to dictate terms to
Yes.
India. And on the issue of especially agriculture, भारत के किसान, भारत की जो fisheries है, जो dairy है, उसमें there is no way that Americans should be permitted to dictate terms. You're very clear. The Sangh is very clear on that.
तो मैंने पहले ही बताया था. See, what Pradhan Mantri has taken, the decision which has been taken and which is being implemented now, it's in a clear direction that with a clear, sincere intent it is going on. We are very much for that. And also our Swadeshi Jagaran Manch and all are working in the same line to strengthen our intrinsic powers. That is the necessity of the time. Don't go after, I have already said, no matter whoever it may. Who had given America this power to dictate all? You should do that, you should do this. We are also a nation and a civilizational power. Bharat has a civilizational power. And once upon a time, we are all hearing from all authentic sources We were ruling the roost in the whole economic field for long 2000 years. The written history, it says that we have got the, the major portion of the trade and everything was with us. We were leading the economic world. So such a condition is emerging. There are so many reasons to believe that. Recent increase in our financial situation, the GDP, what we have expected, it has been surpassed. It is going ahead. It is all because of this policy, and we are very much in support of such a policy.
So you look at this as an opportunity in an adversity. If the Sangh, it is said that for the BJP to move forward, it requires the Sangh push. When it didn't happen in 2024, BJP was at 240. When that push came, it changed the equation. So is Sangh that powerhouse that powers the BJP ahead?
See, Sangha is not working for any political party, or Sangha Swayamsevaks are not campaigning in a way from the RSS side. RSS always work for the nation strengthening. I have already mentioned about that. राष्ट्र को शक्ति देने के लिए संघ काम करते हैं. इसलिए मैंने बताया था राष्ट्र पुनर्निर्माण के मार्ग में संघ चल रहा है. In that way, okay, if Sangha is creating an atmosphere, if you are supporting that true nationalist atmosphere which has been created by Sangha, it will benefit you. That's all. If any other organization or political organization is ready to accept this line, very well, they can also use. But Sangha is creating a nationalist atmosphere through this mammoth organizational work. Our basic Shaka work, creating men with equality, those who are working for the nation's upliftment. That is the work of Sangha. And what which you have mentioned, I don't know, in 2024, aisa kuch hua hi kya, aisa mujhe malum nahi hai. But Sangha Swayamsevaks, what they have done earlier, the same thing were doing by Swayamsevaks at that time also. Whether the political party was strong enough to, strong or very much active in the field, that is a different question. But don't say that Sangha hasn't worked because of so-and-so made a statement or something like that. That is not a fact as far as my information. Yes.
Okay. In the past, when you look at the Sangh's journey in the past 100 years, some have argued that the Sangh's rise was against all odds. The number of times that there were bans and restrictions on the Sangh. What has been the Sangh's biggest achievement in the past 100 years?
The biggest achievement is the Shaka, which has been started in 1925. Still it is continuing. That is the powerhouse which is generating the power for the nation reconstructing. It is still intact. As far as Sangha is concerned, I am saying from Sangha side, the Shaka activity which was started in the format, it is still continuing in the very same format. And the new shakhas which have been increasing, the recent report has come, it has reached almost 1 lakh places, more than 1 lakh places. That is the main achievement, and Sangha is working for that shakha work, and on the basis of the shakha, we are creating the men with equality, and they are doing all work in the different fields of this nation, this Rashtra, in the cultural field, in the literary field, in the industrial field, in the economic field, in the political field, everywhere Sangha Swayamsevaks are working. See, generally our Karyakartas used to say, Sangha will not do anything, but Swayamsevaks will not leave anything. That's it. Sangha usually did not do anything. Only one thing, Shaka conduction. So when you are asking what is the Sangh's achievement, I will say as a Swayamsevak and a Karyakarta, Shaka is still intact and striking. It is going ahead. That enthusiasm of the Swayamsevaks is still on fire. It's going ahead.
And for the next 25 years, I'm not even talking about a 100-year journey. Let's split it in 4 parts. What is the biggest challenge as far as the Sangh is concerned for the next 25 years?
See, from Sangh's perspective, RSS perspective as an organization, I don't think any challenges are there. But yes, our nation is facing so many challenges. In that way, that's a challenge for a Swayamsevak or a person who is believing in this nation, Rashtra. So anyway, what is the challenge before Rashtra? We have to think about that. There is no challenge about the Sangha as such, I would like to say. But Rashtra is facing, because of this hatred nature of some people, including some political leaders, political party leaders, towards Hindutva, the very soul of this nation, they are working all out against Hindutva, through that against Bharat. See, Hindutva is the strength which unites this nation, this Rashtra. There is no other force which can bind us together. Netaji once wrote in his My Struggle, the first part of his autobiography, in the introduction itself, he said a particular statement was there. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was not an RSS man. But he said that you go to south, you go to north, you go to east, you go to west. Wherever you go, you will feel that Bharat is one. What is that binding force, that cementing force? Hindu, Hindu, Hindu. So that is the binding force or cementing force of this nation. So in order to weaken Bharat, some forces are working day in and out against that binding force, cementing force. That is the greatest challenge which the nation is facing. So for that purpose, they have started a narrative war against this nation's existence with the helping hands from all such political parties and the West and the foreign elements like George Soros and the cultural Marxists. They were all working against this nation's very existence. I feel it is the right time, high time for any nationalist or patriot to come together to safeguard this great force which binds us together.
Now, they say, and it's not Hindus they're against, or it's not the followers of the Sanatan Dharma, but it's the Hindutva that they're against, and that is political Hinduism. Do you make that distinction that they try to make, that it's the Hindutva that they're targeting and not Hindus or the followers of Sanatan Dharma?
See, what is that argument? What is the strength in that? See, as far as Sangha is concerned, we are not very much concerned about these binaries. We are not seeing any difference between Hinduism and Hindutva. When you are talking about that and you are differentiating it against that Hinduism is good, Hindutva is bad, Hinduism is Sanatana and Hindutva is political communalism and everything, then you must go to the semantics. We go to the meaning of the words. See, Hinduism is a prakar se Hindu or ism. What is the meaning of the ism? Ism is a closed book of thought. Can Hindu be confined to an ism? Never. Hindu is the most liberal cultural belief system in the whole world. One who is saying that Ano Bhadra Kratavo Yendu Vishwataha, let all thoughts come to us. Such a belief system. Ekam Sadhu Vipra Bahutavadandi. One is the real truth, and to reach there can be several ways. That is our belief system.
But then what is the need to say, for example, when Yogi Adityanath says, batenge to katenge. When Prime Minister Narendra Modi says, ek rahenge to safe rahenge. It is being said that this is how, the attempt is to create divisive politics.
Sorry, Gaurav, I have to complete that Hindutva part also.
Yes, please.
See, okay, when you are saying Manushyatva is or Naratva is bad. Naratva, what is Naratva? The thing, that the Tattva which make a particular person a Manushya, or a human being, that is Manushyatva. What which make you Hindu is Hindutva. It's totally a Sanskrit word. In that way, Hindutva is more appropriate. That if you want a translation for that Hindutva, it is Hinduness. If you want an English word, it is not Hinduism, it is a Hindutva. Okay, when you have asked about the katenge to, batenge to katenge, vagera to, ek hai to safe hai, it is quite simple, the artha. What is our history? Bharat's history. What happened to Afghanistan? From where Gandhari came, that Upaganistan or Gandhara Desha, where is it? Where is Pakistan? Where is Bangladesh? What happened there? But because the lack of unity among them, and that whole area was taken away from us. we have got that intense pain in ours. Bharat's many of the parts were taken away from us only because we were not united, and the persons there were being forcefully taken out of the very identity of this nation. That is why we lost it. You say simply, let me give an upama for that. See, generally people used to say that Bharat is a beautiful garden. Well and good. But garden cannot be made on an atmosphere. You cannot. It needs a soil. Then only it can be. If you are taking out the soil, the garden will also be destroyed. See, what is that soil? The Bharat is a beautiful garden on the strong, fertile soil of Hindutva. If you are taking that away, the garden will also be destroyed. So in that way, we have to come to the conclusion, hum bat gaya hai to katege, and ek hai to we will be safe.
केरला में एक है, सेफ है, या फिर केरला में बढ़ रहे हैं तो प्रॉब्लम होगी? बिकॉज you've been at the forefront of leading this agitation at the Ayyappa temple.
So, see, there are some attempts to make Kerala a divided house, but we are trying hardly to make Kerala ek. See, Kerala ek tha. एक प्रकार से केरल के संस्कृति, केरल के आइडेंटिटी, it was totally Hindu identity. I am not saying, when I am repeating the Hindu term, it is not at all a religious term which I am mentioning. It is a cultural term. Sindhu Sindhu Pariyanta Yasya Bharata Bhumika Pitrubhu Punyabhushchaiva Savai Hindu Ritismrta. ऐसा एक व्यक्ति ने अंडमान जेल्स के अंदर रहकर लिखा हुआ वेद सूक्त से भी पवित्र एक सूक्त मैंने अभी बताया. सिंधु नदी से सिंधु सागर तक फैला हुआ इस देश को मेरे पूर्वजों के भूमि ऐसा मानने वाला कौन है? मेरे ही पूर्व जन्म के सुकृत के कारण जन्म मिला है ऐसे पवित्र भूमि मानने वाला कौन है? उनको कहते हैं हिंदू. MC Chagla is a Hindu because in Roses in December, his beautiful, that great autobiography, he wrote that I never came from any land outside. I am from this land and my Purvajas are Brihaspati, Vasishta, Arjuna, Rama. So those who are believing in that Purvajas, they are all Hindus. So in that way, that feeling was there in Kerala. Someone are trying to destroy it. Someone tried to set fire Shabarimala. Now some political elements, especially those who are at the helm of the affairs in the political field in Kerala, atheist though they were trying to organize Ayyappa Sangama. It's a strange thing that Communist Party people are organizing such meeting. So it's all for dividing Bharat, but dividing Kerala. And Kerala Hindus, Kerala believers, with the help of all religions, they are striking back. And in that way, there's no doubt Kerala will be one.
Okay. We've unfortunately run out of time on this part of our discussion, but this discussion and discourse will continue in the days, weeks and months ahead. It's a 100-year journey, and there's a journey ahead. For joining me here at the India Today Conclave, Nandkumar ji, many thanks.
Thank you. Dhanyawad for all.